Hi again, folks. It's the Money Rider lads back. Hope you enjoyed our other videos. Lots more to talk about again this weekend. So let's crack on with the probably biggest race or the most anticipated race of the weekend, the re-return of Faugheen.
Yeah. Well,
Off you go.
upsetting, but not disappointing.
No, I'd agree with that. I would agree.
Okay.
With that.
Yes, I wanted more. I wanted him to hose up, prove people wrong, put certain people in their place, and warrant his second favourite still in the champion hurdle. Because we'd all agree, Bouvenel, again at the weekend, won again. Not the best of races.
No.
Had to be kept up to his work.
Well, he frightened everyone away, didn't he?
Yeah.
In truth.
Yeah, because he's that good of a horse. So we all know.
Yeah, it was
Faugheen.
no one really was there to worry him, wasn't
No.
it? Really, let's be honest.
No, so Faugheen he still had a lot to prove. He's got to come back. He's still got a lot of haters to put down, right? And he didn't. I still don't think he ran a bad race.
I don't think he actually did.
In my opinion, because the ground weren't great.
I don't think he was terrible. Look,
No.
I mean, in years gone by, I mean, if you watch Faugheen, a 65% Faugheen beats the majority of that field quite comfortably.
Yeah.
But we're going back sort of 2-3 years. He is a 10-year-old now. So, the question for Faugheen fans is: have we seen the best of him?
Yeah.
Is he coming towards the end of what was a pretty, faultless hurdling career? And you have to say, I suppose it is possible. As I said, he is a 10-year-old now. So it's not to say that he's not still got capabilities. I mean, look at it. If you look at it on paper, he's been beaten by Super Sunday.
Who's a good horse in his own right.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie Powers taking the ride that day. I mean, he's no mug. I mean, that horse is, he's just beaten Faugheen, as we've seen. He's come second to the likes of Yanworth and Apples Jade.
Who themselves.
Who we have
How
touched
good
on. Not so much Yanworth, but Apples Jade.
Certainly Apples Jade, yeah.
But, from Faugheen's point of view, if you look at what he's beaten, you've got Jet Ski back in fourth, who's won a champion hurdle before. Melon, who we thought obviously was going to be the next best thing.
Who still has the capabilities. I mean, you've got to understand, Melon is 4 years for him younger.
Still time.
He's not even reached his potential yet.
No.
He came third to My Tent and the new one. So again, he's a horse that he's no mug.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. And again, I think what we're looking at is because you look at the company that he was in, and yes, okay, he has come second ultimately on the day, but I think he's obviously set himself such high standards over the years that you can't argue with that.
It feels
as
like
I say, I think people are just, unfortunately, they are forgetting that, as I said, again, he is 10 now, but we are still expecting, or people, Faugheen fans, are expecting to see a 6, 7, 8-year-old Faugheen.
I think people probably want to see him come back and dominate like he did.
Yeah,
I did personally, being a very big Mullins fan. Like you say, I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
You do forget they're older. So I didn't take that fully into account, but I still think you see after on Twitter, and we saw on our Twitter account a lot of people the 3 question marks by Fagheen's name. Does he go a longer distance now? Does he still go Cheltenham? And some people are even suggesting, does he retire? On what basis? I mean, can you honestly say now it's not worth Faugheen? He's obviously in full health. Conditions weren't to his favour. I'm not making excuses.
Yeah.
But it was, it was held soft, wasn't it? To heavy in places.
Yeah.
Which we've seen him on good to firm. I mean, he breaks course records.
Yeah. No, of course.
So we know he's favoured sort of ground. How can people? I was amazed that I even saw people suggesting.
Yeah, but there was a lot on Twitter about obviously he should retire, and and words of that ilk basically being thrown around.
Because he's come second to, as you pointed out, a very capable horse anyway. So I couldn't understand why people are asking that when Cheltenham is 5 weeks away tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, just because someone isn't, a horse isn't quite what they were, doesn't necessarily mean that they're ready for the scrappy.
No.
He would have other options. As I say, we've touched on other horses, and so without going into too much detail, obviously we know my thoughts on the new one. He's never going to win a champion hurdle, so he's opted for other options.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I said at this stage, I think if Faugheen does go to Cheltenham, I find it hard to believe why he wouldn't, because you might as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's got no excuse not to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I mean,
exactly.
he will go to the champion hurdle. So I still think he's the only one that's going to get anywhere near to Bouvedere at this stage, apart from maybe one other, which we will get to shortly. But as I say, I mean, I think yes, there are other options moving forward if the champion hurdle doesn't go to plan in March. But I think this close to the race itself, I think it'd be lunacy to start considering other options at this stage.
Of course it will.
But no, as I say, is he perhaps what he was? No, absolutely. Time does catch up with all of us, humans, animals alike.
Absolutely,
that is just human nature. But no, to suggest that he's perhaps ready for the scrap heap, I think it's a bit drastic.
I mean, he's a tall order. I think he's, what is he, William Hill for the champion at the moment? High as 8 to 1.
Something like that.
Yeah, in some places. I mean, again, I think that's steep, and I think
that feels. I mean, you take Faugheen at 8 to 1.
Yeah.
Right. Any day of the week, right? He hasn't lost. You know, yes, he's lost, and he's lost a race that, betting wise, and because there are no excuses, because the veterinary reports come back clear from everybody, there was no excuse why he couldn't win that race on Saturday.
William Hill got 11-2.
Yeah, see, so now I feel that's such a large price. It's borderline an insult for a horse that hasn't done anything. That he's not done anything to suggest that he can't at least put it to Bouvedere. I'm not saying for a minute that he's going to beat Bouvedere. We've all seen how impressive that horse is. The turn of foot that he's got, the way he stalks and beats horses one by one as he's going through a race. I'm not saying Faugheen has got it in him to beat him. But I'm also saying that he's not without a chance. I will still hold the faith in him that he should go to Cheltenham. Talk of retirement is
It's a bit nonsense, really.
Just nonsense.
I think so.
It's people talking from their wallet, isn't it? It's people that have gone for a bet. I backed it. I did. It was a horse that I was always going to. I'm a massive fan of his.
Yeah.
That's people talking out of anger, and that's just silly. I mean, you can't talk of retirement for him.
I was certainly keen to see, how he came back. I think myself that they shouldn't be too disappointed. In all honesty,
no.
I think he jumped quite well.
Yeah, he jumped like Faugheen does. He's not clean over fences.
No,
he's never been known for that.
He didn't jump badly, and he didn't look like he was in trouble on his jumping.
No.
Okay, he might not be the best jumper in the world, but he didn't look like he was in trouble in his jumping.
No.
And given the problems that he had before when he was pulled up, I don't know. You know what I mean? Can you be too disappointed?
Let's look at it another way, as I say, because yes, all right. Ultimately, he's been beaten on the running, but he's made all the running up until then, which you would expect him to do. He's literally run out of legs at the last 200, 300 yards. Now, ultimately, you can judge him on this run. You can judge him on his last run. He didn't complete a last run.
No.
So this, in effect, was his sort of second complete outing.
Yeah.
So is fitness still a factor? You don't know. So we're all looking for reasons to defend him.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge, massive fan, purely because again I've been to hurdles and there's been nothing worth backing because he's been there. That's a credit to him himself.
Absolutely.
Of course, same problem we're going to have again this year. But it's it's going to be Bouvedere that causes that problem. There is going to be nothing worth backing. I think you're talking 2 to 5, 4 to 11 in places. William Hill shirt.
Yeah, as you can see here, we've actually got no odds on William Hill for Samcro.
I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, again, we touched on him briefly last week, and I was the first one to say I'm not 100% sure, or I wasn't 100% sure what he is or what he could be. I'm coming round, especially after the weekend.
Oh yeah, it was a bit of an enigma beforehand, wasn't he? There was question marks about his ability.
Yeah, it was again wasn't sure what he could be, but he was faultless at the weekend. As I say, he was very impressive. Jack Kennedy basically said he was a steering operation, which is how it seemed.
What you want, isn't it?
Yeah, as I say, travelled
very
travelled very, very nicely. Pinged the last 2, quickly put 6-7 lengths between him and anyone else. But yeah, as I said, you mentioned there, champion hurdle. We're talking it up as a 2-horse race, but
no one's available yet, so we don't know where he's
going. Again, we could just all be conjecture. We could be talking to something that won't ever happen. But
he was good.
He will be going to Cheltenham. So where else do you put him? So that's a very good. It's a very good point. very, very possible. So
It was a good race, wasn't it?
Someone else to throw into the mix, but absolutely. In terms of races at the weekend, he was very, very impressive.
I mean, well, if we're going to talk impressive,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I wondered how long it would take you for that.
Well, I'm going to go back to the Silks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there. They're mine. That's what I've nailed them to for years. And he, again, another sort of will he, won't he?
Yeah.
Ability-wise. We spoke about that in them for a couple of times over last week. I think he's proved he will.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly travels very, very well. He's improved massively. As I said, he beat a horse called Simply Ned, which, if anyone saw his last run out, he looked like he had beat again, but interference meant that the placings were, reversed, and he ended up coming second ultimately. But that, again, isn't the story of the race. You do have to wonder with Willie Mullins, especially over the last few years, problems that he's had with Douvan, the loss of Vautour, which was tragic for racing and for obviously Mullins himself.
Exactly.
Has he pinned all of his hopes on Min for the festival? It's very, very possible.
And you wouldn't make him wrong to do so. I mean,
certainly not on the weekends.
Like you say, you were impressed with what you saw as well, wasn't you, on that one?
Yeah.
So
given the prior runs he's had before in recent times have not been fantastic. I think it was, I won't say remarkable is a bit strong, but he certainly turned it around.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, he's beaten horses that you'd expect him to beat. I mean, Special Tiara made most of the running, which you'd expect him to do now. He generally does when he's in better company. Let's not forget this is that is still
Queen Mother,
that's still a champion chaser. So he's no mug. Robbie Power actually took the ride that time. York Hill again, which we thought was going to be the one to beat.
Hit and miss with that one.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a rogue. To be fair,
Very much so.
It's well known. It's well
He was untidy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
But take nothing away from the winner. And again, I mean, we touched on Queen Mother just then. Last year's Queen Mother Championship Chase, where he beat,
trying to get to that.
Yeah, where he beat Douvan. Obviously, there was a mishaps with Douvan. We take that out of the equation. Douvan in his prime, in my opinion, is Min replicating that now, because he pins his fences beautifully, like Douvan only can. And some would say, and Min done that, bar an untidy one at the last. Has he got the potential to do what Douvan did at Cheltenham and win the Queen Mother?
It's possible. It's possible, as I say, because it is Willie Mullins, and he generally finds a gem from somewhere. As I say, when we first saw Min, he burst on the scene in the Supreme when he lost.
Douvan's still in there, according to William Hill. We're all told he was that was him done, but
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't think anyone knows when it comes to Willie Mullins.
It's not surprising. The only one that will actually know what the scenario there is Willie Mullins. As I say, that could just be.
But somebody must think something because he's still there.
Yeah, so I am cynical, so I would believe that is possibly just maybe a betting tactic, because as long as Douvan is there, Min's price won't get too heavily backed in.
No.
So as I say, I'm not surprised to see it there. But ultimately, again, the horse to beat is potentially going to be running this weekend.
Which we spoke about before.
Yeah, it's due to be out. Altior, as massive fan here personally, he's due to be out, whether that is for a race or just a gallop. If he turns up on Saturday at Newbury and does what I fully expect him to do.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Definitely.
I would imagine that Douvan might disappear or at least drift out.
There's that possibility.
I would take that with a pinch of salt personally, but again, I am wrong more often than not.
So I mean, if we're talking Queen Mother Champion Chase, Money Rider, not tips, but fancies, you are definitely camp Altior still.
Very camp Altior, so I do like Politlog. We wanted Tingle Creek
down there
again.
Would
Politlog be Altior? I'm not convinced by any stretch of the imagination. So it's Altior.
He looked a good horse, I think. But didn't he? But
as I say, he's won a Tingle Creek on a day where the best horse hasn't turned up. Special Tiara did take a fall that day. Wasn't travelling brilliantly, but did ultimately take a fall. But I'm very much team Altior.
I mean, me personally, as I will be, as expected, I was very impressed, and I still think that that's where my money will be going.
I was extremely impressed by him at the weekend. Like I say, just given his turnaround, I suppose. As I say, he's Douvan out of it. I don't know if he isn't, and he can sort of find something again. I don't know. Maybe I might next to Wolves do that. Maybe, I don't know, but
no, the cynic in me tells me that's a tactic. But again,
well,
who knows?
I suppose time will tell on that one. I guess
Absolutely.
we'll see.
It will indeed.
I suppose one thing we've got to end on really is a fairy tale from the weekend.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
When it, I mean, that's how.
Yeah,
it was,
good place to. Good place to.
It was fantastic to see for everyone. We know the Irish love their racing as much as probably we, if not more, to be fair. And for it to finish with a Gold Cup win for Edwulf, Joseph O'Brien's horse, if a lot of people don't probably or may not know, I mean, he's a horse who cheated death.
Yeah.
In some respect,
from the brink.
He's back from the brink. He took a nasty fall the first day of Cheltenham last year. They fought for months. Not only to keep him alive, but then to keep his sight, which they thought he might lose.
I mean, we were at the course, and as I say, we were ushered out, and he was still down.
Yeah,
he was still being.
So you think the worst?
And it was only to say we kept the radio.
You get to see how much I mentioned, end of the race.
Like all of them, like any horse owner, trainer, stable staff, everybody, it's the world to them.
Yeah.
They invest a hell of a lot of time, don't they?
Of course.
For our
enjoyment.
enjoyment.
Behind the scenes, they don't get recognition sometimes.
And fair play, some of the horses he's beaten. Gordon Elliott's Outlander, Jackadown, who gets a place wherever he runs.
Yeah.
Our Duke, Valsalido as well, consistent type. So
definitely,
again, very nice and a good way to end, I think.
And a deserved, because he ran a good race.
Absolutely.
And got there just in the nick of time. In fairness, a couple of horses fell. All thankfully got up.
Yeah, good to see.
Could have changed the outcome of the race.
Could have been, but
thankfully, if we're being honest,
I'm afraid yourself wanted to.
If you're on it 33-1, you're happy and you're having a good day afterwards.
Absolutely,
you're better gamblers than we are.
Yeah, so that was a good way to end it.
So just from our point of view, we've discussed at length, what we think in terms of the betting will suggest for Cheltenham. You may be sat there screaming at the screen thinking that no, there's ones that we've missed. If there is, by all means, get in touch with us. Yeah, which again is very likely. But if that is the case, drop us a message, drop us a line, just let us know what it is you're thinking. We'd love to get your thoughts, and if you are of a different opinion, we'll get we'll get you a mention.
So you can get us on the website, which is www.moneyrider.co.uk. You can get us on Twitter at money_rider, and you can also drop us an email at moneyriderblog@gmail.com. So get in touch and give us your thoughts.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again next time.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Cheers.